Tonight the noise meets its author.
I finally traced the signal to its origin point, where influence masquerades as anoint. The alpha, architect of cultural erosion, feeds off division, amplified through devotion. Not a rapper but a regulator of rage, turning microphones into cages for brains. He smiles through veneers of philanthropic disguise while draining the light from the listener's eyes. I step in the range with a measured advance, no adrenaline spike, just disciplined stance. My cadence calibrated to puncture the myth. Each syllable lands where his armor is thin. He speaks in grand narratives, cloaked as concern, but every solution he offers still burns. I audit his language, expose the omission, where profit outruns responsibility's mission. He mocks restraint, calls it weakness and fear, but panics when silence stops feeding his ear. I don't raise my voice, I refine the terms. Watch dominance crumble when logic affirms. He swings with theatrics designed to provoke. I counter with calm that refuses to rope. Every bar dissects his supply control, cuts the feedback loop straight out of the soul. The crowd feels the shift like pressure release when truth interrupts a predatory speech. No diss, just clarity, sharpen the law. The alpha stumbles when worship withdraws. In desperation, doubling rhetoric, calls it art while the damage is evident. I tighten the frame, remove emotional bait, force meaning to stand on its actual weight. My multi-stack like legal precedents, every rhyme admissible, relevant. I strip the mystique from his fabricated crown, show the math behind how the sickness went down. Listeners breathe when the fog finally clears, realize how long they releasing their fear. He reaches for outrage, can't trigger the spark without blind devotion. The stage goes dark, I step closer, not as executioner king, but as consequence manifesting in speech. I don't end careers, I end predation. Once the source is exposed, the rest self-implodes. He fades in the light of collective refusal. Power dissolves without will and approval. The crowd doesn't cheer, there's no victory roar, just a quieter room than there was before. That's how you know the correction was real. No chaos, no blood, just a stabilized field. I turn from the wreckage before ego appears. Daywalker work leaves no souvenirs. The culture exhales, the signal resets. The hunt concludes without regret.
Alpha neutralized. Cycle complete. Remain in the sun.
Stalking the signal corruption, by skill sent to circular cultural dysfunction. Every cadence calibrated, countering venomous verses that profit from hatred while hollowing purpose. They feed on attention like parasites hiding in metaphors, selling decay as empowerment package for editors. I spiral through rhyme patterns, tightening pressure, each revolution extracting another aggressor. My diction dismantles the glamour they weaponize, turning addictions to habits they monetize. I don't rush to kill, I constrict the supply, starve the predator slowly by closing the eye. Every syllable syncs with ethical symmetry, balance embedded in rhythmic geometry. They hiss in the darkness, allergic to order. When daylight invades what they thought was their border, I rhyme with gravitational inevitability, every word leaning toward accountability. No wasted foam as each sound has a function. Every bar locks into the next like conjunction. I thread condemnation through elegance calmly, so violence dissolves without anyone harm me. Their hooks lose potency, listeners disengage as the spiral tightens with every new phrase. I mirror their tactics, then invert the intention, expose manipulation through lyrical tension. Each loop return sharper than where it began. Like Nautilus chambers compressing the scam. I don't diss names, I erase behaviors. When hunger collapses, the monster surrenders. They stumble in daylight, stripped of their mystique. When discipline speaks, their personas get weak. I lace restraint over rage in the breath of the river. Turn chaos to order through linguistic alchemy. My bars self-similar, nested and precise. Each repetition correcting the slice. I walk through the culture, applying correction. Not vengeance, not ego, just signal protection. The spiral completes when the feeding is gone. No applause, no bodies, the damage undone. I fade with the sun as the balance restores. Daywalker mission, encoded in law. Hold it in law, 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 hold
I wasn't chosen. I wasn't chosen. I was calibrated. When the culture began feeding on itself, something had to move through the daylight.
I was born where the waveform fractures collective attention, where rhythm becomes ritualized. Psychic suspension, half human cognition, half counter intrusion. Immune to the glamour that profits confusion. They weaponize trauma, compress it to hooks. Turn rage into revenue, numbers and looks. I hear it in kick drums, engineered to depress. In choruses sculpted to hollow the chest. They drain aspiration through lust-coded slogans while calling decay inauthentic emotion. I adapted to walk where the daylight still burns, while predators blister when discipline learns. My syllables silvered with ethical weight, each sentence a filter that separates fate. I metabolize chaos, converted to form, so listen and stabilize mid-storm. I don't scream revolution, I tighten the frame, expose how the system survives on the drain. They feast on reaction, survive off the bite. I starve them by teaching, restraint through the mic. Every bar recalibrates moral alignment. Truth feels violent when it interrupts indulgence. I move unseen through their marketing fog, where idols collapse when confronted by law. No cape, no costume, no mythic display, just pressure applied till the signal obeys. Obeys.
No blood on my hands, just hunger denied.
The feedback loop spins till compassion erodes. Just dopamine spikes and performative poses. They sell desensitization, dressed up as truth while siphoning purpose straight out of the youth. I study the patterns, the intake, the leak, where repetition replaces belief. They don't need violence, they weaponize sound till conscience erodes without making a sound. I counter with cadence that anchors the mind. Every multisyllabic sequence buys time to remember what strength actually is. Not dominance postured, but sovereignty lived. They hiss when I enter they waveform unmasked, cause clarity ruptures illusions too fast. I don't cancel voices, I cancel effects. Once the spell is exposed, it corrects itself next. Their personas collapse when attention retracts. No fuel for the furnace, no psychic tax. I don't chase the villains, I sever the feed. Remove the reward and the monster will bleed. This is daylight work, it's surgical calm, where ethics outperform physical harm. I vanish before they can brand me a name. Correction complete, the culture can breathe.
No applause, no stubborn hand, just equilibrium restored. I keep walking. The city doesn't sleep. It feeds.
Every screen of vein, every speaker mouth. These every Neon rain, slick sidewalks with synthetic devotion. Crowds moving esthetized, drowning in promotion. They hunt with algorithms tuned to impulse and greed. Every hook a siphon, every verse a bleed. I hear the chants and luxury clad nihilism, designed to despair with a rhythm addiction. They glorify famine of spirit and thought, then blame the victims for what they were taught. I track them by resonance patterns alone, where arrogance spikes and empathy's gone. Their bars recycle violence, lust, and neglect, till emptiness echoes as self-respect. I step through the market where morals are traded. My presence disrupts how the product is weighted. Each syllable calibrated, heavy with meaning. My cadence destabilizes predatory scheming. They sneer at restraint, can't monetize calm, so they brand it as weakness to keep the form. I map supply lines of attention and fear, cut circulation, the panic appears. No weapons drawn, just truth made audible. When clarity lands, the illusion is vulnerable. I don't announce justice, I apply it quietly. Let consequence bloom where denial was thriving. They feel the pressure when the crowd disengages. That's daylight cracking through nightclub stages. Cracking through nightclub stages.
I starve them at dawn, I starve them at dawn, I starve them at dawn, I starve them at dawn. Nobody's no blood, nobody's no blood, just the power withdrawn, the power withdrawn. I starve them at dawn, I starve them at dawn, I starve them at dawn, I starve them at dawn. Nobody's no blood, nobody's no blood, just the power withdrawn, the power withdrawn.
Harvest season peaks when discernment is dead, when shock value substitutes what's actually said. They groom ears to crave what corrodes them inside. Normalize poison, the market the high. I intervene mid-cycle with surgical flow. Reintroduce depth where the surface was sold. Every internal rhyme stacks cognitive weight, till listeners feel what manipulation takes. They panic when the metrics no longer obey. When outrage fatigue starts fading away. I don't battle MCs, I bankrupt their method. Remove the incentive, dismantle the leverage. Their personas unravel without constant applause. Identity starving when stripped of the cause. I walk past security lights, never flash, because discipline doesn't disturb the trash. They curse my name though I never reply. Truth doesn't beat it, just let systems die. The culture exhales when the feeding stops. A moment of quiet between the drops. I leave the venue before dawn arrives. Another harvest ended. The city survives, 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 survives. Feeding interrupted, cycle broken. I'm gonna move on.